Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and welcome everyone. So today we are going to start the last lesson in Unit 1, Lesson 5, Belonging to a Country. So for the past weeks and the past lessons, we have been studying the types of governments. One of them was a republic. If you remember last time we talked about republic countries and how citizens have the right to elect presidents and the right to elect representatives. Today, we will move to other factors that help the country become successful. And you can already guess from the title, Belonging to a Country. We are going to talk about you, or we are going to talk about the people. In this case, we are going to focus more on citizens, on the people who belong to a certain country. So we said before that in order for a country to run, there should be a constitution, there should be a government system, but there also has to be good citizens. So citizens are the second factor we are going to study. The other factor to make a country become successful. So start reading from the top. A country does not only depend on a government system, as we said. Those government systems, as we already explained, were some types like republics, absolute monarchs, dictatorship, all of these kinds of governments. And the other thing a country can depend on is citizens. Citizens has to pitch in towards leading a country, or in other words, citizens must help to make a country become successful. We have the first word to highlight, citizenship. This is the first word in this lesson, citizenship. It is the status of a person recognized under the custom and law as a legal member who belongs to a nation. So, to make this simple, a citizenship is a name or a status for the citizen to belong to this country. So, for example, my citizenship is Saudi. I am Saudi. I belong to a nation. That nation is Saudi Arabia. A person may have multiple citizenship, although not all countries allow their citizens to carry more than one citizenship. So for some countries, in order to have more than, or in order to have a citizenship, you have to drop your previous citizenship. So, for example, if you are a Sudani, okay, and you go to Egypt and you want to have the citizenship of Egypt, you want to become Egyptian, then you have to give up becoming a Sudani. That's just a brief example. What is the role of a citizen of a nation? So, how can the citizens affect the country, or how can the citizens contribute to the success of a country? Well, as a citizen, there are ways to help the country. First, you must pledge your allegiance to this country. You have to make make your loyalty to this country. You have to be faithful to this country, and this means that you are committed to protect it. You are promising to protect this country. You will never betray this country. and you should care for it. This is what it means to pledge allegiance and to become or to have a citizenship. Also, you can support by defending the Constitution, okay? Defending the Constitution, which means defending the law and following the law of this country and follow the rules and pay the taxes. These are all types of ways you can help the country become successful. Moving to page 25, how do citizens serve the country? So there are many ways a citizen can help the country by doing some things other than protecting or promising to take care of the country. These ways are participating in the political system by voting in the election. So voting in the election is something that only happens in republic countries, countries that have republic government, right? Not other types of government. So be careful in this point. So when someone votes or votes for someone to represent him, they are helping in improving the country. Okay? When someone votes, let's underline this. When someone votes, he or she chooses the person who will best represent him or her in improving the country. So we always choose someone who would help improve the country or someone who is best to represent the country. Good citizens participate in community service. So this is another way of helping the country by community service. And community service has many ways to help the country. The first is volunteering work. For example, in Saudi Arabia, every year we help the Hujjaj, and you can volunteer to help the Hujjaj. This helps the country. This makes the country more successful. Also, you can help people and maybe donate your old clothes. When you give your old clothes to charities, to people who are in need, you are helping the country by this community service. Collecting food, picking up litter at the beach or cleaning, planting seeds, caring for trees. These are all types of ways you can help the country. These are called community service. However, there is one more way to help the country other than community service. And this type is called military service. It's an action where you can actually help the country. In some countries, military service also reflects citizenship. Okay? If you want to do an action to reflect your citizenship, your allegiance, your loyalty to the country, you should join the military service and protect this country. Also, receive the necessary training to fight for the country if war erupts. What is military service? It is receiving the necessary training to fight for the country if war erupts. Some nation requires 1 year military service, including Algeria, Russia, Tunisia, Taiwan, and others. So these are a must to have military service. It is 1 year. Citizens also pledge allegiance to their country's flag. So you must become loyal to your country's flag because the flag represents the country. The flag represents the country, and it helps us tell the world who we are. So it is a representation for the country and for the citizens. So that's why we must protect the flag and become loyal to the flag. And it helps us tell the world who we are. Citizens learn their national anthem and stand up out of respect when they hear it. Knowing our country's national anthem shows we are proud of who we are. So knowing the national anthem can show your allegiance to this country, can show your citizenship, can show that you are proud of who you are. And that's it for today's lesson. I hope that I didn't take much of your time, and I hope that I covered all of the points in this lesson. We have an activity here on the left. It's not necessary, just optional, okay? Optional. Only do it if you want. The question is, think of a few ways that you can help you serve your community and show good citizenship. So maybe you want to think about this one and write it on a notebook and present it within the class period. As for page 27, we have 3 exercises. This should be a homework to do. And since we have finished the entire unit, there is left some reading passages here. I will dedicate the next class to check all homeworks, to check all the previous homeworks. So be ready to present the homeworks on page 11. This is number 1. Page 15. This is number 2. Page 19. This is number 3. Page 23. This is number 4. And the final homework for the entire unit on page 27. 5 homeworks for the entire unit. I want them ready by next class. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening.